This is Outnumbered. I'm Andrea Tantaros, and here today, Harris Faulkner, host of Money with Melissa Francis on our sister network, Fox Business's Melissa Francis, and Fox News contributor and Democratic strategist Julie Rodzinski's back, plus today's Outnumbered.
Profoundly.
Yes.
Wildly
Yes.
This is like my dinner table. 4 girls. I'm not going to say a single word for the next hour.
That's not true.
No way.
It's pretty close to true.
I've met
I'm just
you.
going to nod, smile.
Real
Doing
promise?
a great job. No, no.
I didn't think so.
Well, we have big political stories, so we're very psyched that you are here today. Let's get to it. And let's look at 20 flows, Julie. I mean, they can go from 1 to 3, back to 1. And who drudging up, it seems, these teachers that suppose
There, out of 320 million Americans, there's a plausible
Liked.
Well, she is by some, and she's loathed by
That
others.
likability, though, even among the...
So what the numbers are. I mean, it's a 5-point-something% unemployment rate, which is lower than it was.
No,
To your
but they
point-
played some funky math, Julie.
I don't know when you saw that.
You know that. They're
I
not
don't.
they're not counting the people that quit looking for work, the people that have been out of work.
Part-time for economic reasons.
I mean,
People that are
they've
working
really
part-time.
left.
How do you call a woman who's bossy?
What's a business psychologist? Talk about this.
Amen.
So, I gotta say, if we don't see ourselves clearly, but
Yeah, right. All I can say, my show staff is almost entirely women.
Bossy boss.
I've been fired
big
once in
boss?
my life. It was also by a woman. So there you go. It
I
comes
was
from
fired
all
by a
sides. All right.
he's not running again. This is another sign. What Harris said.
Polling for President Obama, his numbers.
Safe, and they don't feel like they're getting the whole story in terms of what it takes to keep us safe. You mentioned the...
But these guys literally have no idea what their strategy is, much less some days profoundly sick of Bill Clinton by the end.
In our first year here at Outnumbered, so
We are.
we have what, a couple more years
We're a
to go.
toddler.
Let's hope they never get sick of us. Okay, ISIS going on a different kind of rampage, destroying.
I don't know about
She
the
looks
stretch
like she
marks,
was
but
clawed by a mountain lion. That was supposed to be
Or
what,
had
stretch
octopus.
marks or
stretch
whatever.
marks and cellulite on the back of her legs. That's what that was supposed to be.
that.
Harris is so...
We have a problem. Call the therapist. Well, Emily, I'm like brushing her hair. Isn't it so hard being us?
Marching her onto other... I mean, it was fun. But I didn't think the doll was at all appealing. I'm like pretending to have fun with this thing that's weird, Frank. And their thighs touch. I'm like, Barbie, who's about it?
Growing up, everybody wasn't running to Green.
I think people want to be on a beach with lemons.
Melissa was a Barbie pusher.
Oh, God.
I cannot believe.
You're so vain. Probably think this song is about you. You're so vain.
Blah, blah. Now, Andrea, there was a very famous and I think highly credible.
Disagreed. And by the way,
That's made up,
the
by the way.
Tantaros Institute conducted its own study. It said the more shoes that a woman has, the more fabulous that they are.
I love that. I knew you would have countervailing science.
I do.
I
I'll
also
show you.
have some science.
You do? What's the
Yeah,
answer?
but it's my mom-grown silence. She said to me when I was little, because I've had a fetish about shoes since I was like 6, Harris, you, like Cinderella, have figured out that a new pair of shoes can change your life.
I love that. You spend all this money on self-improvement because it's directly related to...
Shoes for men, it's hair. I keep staring at Tucker's hair, which
It's
is
not real.
perfect. No.
I told that joke to a makeup artist once, and she said right to my face, she goes, oh, I can see the seam. I said, I'm just kidding. It's not a wig. If it was, why would I admit it? But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking
about
self-involvement, narcissism. Do
Wow.
you see a trend one way or the other, men or women?
I don't, you know, I'm
That is
very true.
true across the board.
I'm
men or
unhappy
women.
when my shoes hurt.
So Hella's being Tucker Carlson.
I mean, just tyrannical unhappiness comes from comparing.
I think the most unhappy people are the ones that constantly compare themselves to others
Yeah.
and compete with them.
Right, she
She
does.
did. She did it.
Insightful block.
We're going to get really...
Back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more.
for her wisdom. That is the wisest possible advice.
She's known for fashion.
No, I'm
Ooh.
serious. I've been...
If you don't have a backup plan.
Well, I didn't have a backup
don't.
plan.
Yeah.
And I had to get one really fast, and that's why I became a...
Right, look where you are today. Yeah.
Melissa?
I have been fired as well. It worked out.
Karen, girl, yeah.
Karen Brown minding her own business. Going
Karen
That's
Brown
not her
should
real
get
name.
someone to start her car tonight
know.
before she leaves work.
So I got fired, not from, and I spilled cappuccino on people. I was terrible. They canned me, and I went on and got a job.
And look at you now.
And look at me now. I'm still not in the food.
Fired from a job. I've been fired from a relationship. His loss.
Call him out like Karen Brown.
No, that's okay. Not worth it. I forgot
sorry
his
I
name
said that,
anyway. I
though.
forgot his name. No, I left a job that was it was that horrible boss I was telling you about, that horrible female boss. I had the resignation letter in my pocket for a long time, and I quit, and it felt great.
All right. Also feels good to know that we'll see you back here on Monday at noon Eastern for the TV version of Us. Happening Now starts now.